Should the Mvskoke Creek Nation reduce the blood quantum required to hold public office? No, I do not see that as a necessary question at this time. I believe it's at a fair and equal level at this time, and so I believe it should not be reduced.
The question is, should the Mvskoke Creek Nation reduce the blood quantum requirement to hold public office? And I believe that that would only be fair since the majority of citizens enrolled with the Creek Nation are below the 1/4 blood quantum requirement. In order to be representative of all the citizens in the nation, then that should be reduced. However, it is in our Constitution, which would take a constitutional amendment to do so, which is a vote of the people. So we need all of our people to get out and vote in order to make that happen. Thank you. Meadow.
I feel like that at this present time, no, but it would be the choice of the people through a constitutional amendment and a vote of the people.
In my opinion, at this moment, I believe it should not be changed. We have plenty of 1/4 or more blood quantum at the moment. I believe maybe in the future, maybe another generation or so, but in my opinion, not at the moment.
At this point, the Constitution states that there are provisions that we have the opportunity to take it to the people in order for them to choose whether they want to lower the blood quantum in order to run for office. Do I feel like that that's the proper thing to do or the right thing to do? I don't really feel like that's that I can answer that as far as needing. I just don't feel like that. Okay, sorry about that. Our Constitution gives us the opportunity to go through the process of lowering the blood quantum if we decide to do so. That process is given to the people. The people have the right to decide that. I don't feel that I can speak at this point as far as what all of the people want. So I'm going to just maintain that we want to follow the process.
The blood quantum is something that has been an issue raised the last several elections. It's something that seriously needs to be considered as far as I'm almost a 3/4 Creek citizen, but in things that I've noticed that we're getting less and less of Creek citizens, and I think that's something that should be left up to the people. I really think it's a decision of people to be able to decide the blood quantum, and so it's just something, again, I think should be given to the people to decide.
I do not believe that the same-sex marriage should be legally recognized in the Mvskoke Creek Nation. We have court systems outside the Mvskoke Creek Nation that recognizes those marriages, and I believe that the Mvskoke Creek Nation should stay out of people's personal lives. I believe that should be left up to the individuals and the state courts, not our Mvskoke Creek Nation courts.
What people do in the bedroom between themselves or in their own homes should not be regulated by any government. That is a freedom that people should enjoy. The privacy of what they do with their lives is not something that the government should have anything to do with. So my position is whatever makes them happy, I'm happy for them.
I don't agree with it. I know that other tribes have adopted it, but I don't feel like it should be at the Mvskoke Creek Nation.
Once again, my opinion, I don't believe same-sex marriage should be legal, although it is up to the Constitution to be changed by the individuals of by the citizens of the nation. This is just theoretically my opinion, but I believe it should be man and woman as it is in our culture.
I feel like that we should give those an opportunity to seek out being legally married if they choose to do so. Again, there is a process that we can choose to go to decide if that is something that we as Mvskoke Creek Nation would like to allow in our courts. At this time, I do feel like that we should offer to those that are seeking same-sex marriages to have that opportunity.
This is a subject. I'm a minister, so this is a subject that I feel like the position of the tribal government is an area that they will at one point probably look at. But at this point, I really don't know. As a minister, I have my thoughts. So I would probably abstain from that because we're all together. We're all we're all brothers and sisters, and we're all created by God. But that's a position, again, I think if it comes up, would need to be looked at.
No, I do not believe that the Mvskoke Creek Nation should establish per capita payments to its citizens, but I do believe that that the monies that the tribe does receive, we should increase those in certain areas and decrease those in different areas, such as elder care, such as social services, and different things that affect our citizens on a personal basis. But I believe our money is better used in different ways, like economic development, investing in our future, investing in things that will produce more income in the future, and not. I do not believe that the Creek citizens want subsidies or handouts, but they just want the opportunity to succeed, to be self-sufficient and independent. And that's how we should invest our money and not give it to per capita payments.
No, it should not. I don't believe that per capita payments help citizens or help the tribal citizens that receive them become self-sufficient or responsible. I know a lot of tribes that give out per capitas and their citizens become dependent on them, and then they get angry when their payments don't come in or they're not as much as they thought they'd be. I know someone that has just had children, 12 kids, so he could get more per capita payments because he got payments for each kid. So and never worked, has never held a job because he depends on the per capita. That's one reason why I don't believe that per capita would work for our citizens. I think that we'd be better off investing that in work programs, in education programs, in giving services to our tribal members that need them, such as the elderly and those that are disabled, getting more affordable housing to our veterans and to those that are homeless. The funding that we received from gaming is what would be the per capita, would be available for per capita. And at this time, no one knows how much is actually made from the gaming revenues. What they report to the council is very, very rarely based on finite numbers. The Gaming Operations Authority Board does whatever they want with the money. They give out bonuses to their employees. They do spending on capital projects without the consent of the council or the people. And I think that those type spendings would be better managed by the council, and that We need better handling of those funds in order to put it back into services for our people. So that's the long and short of it. One, I don't believe that per capita distributions teach responsibility or how to be a responsible member of society. And two, I don't believe that per capita payments are the way for our nation to go when we have services that are so badly needed for our people.
No, I do not think we need a per capita payment for our citizens. I think that we need to continue to use our funding for each and every department at the nation.
That sounds great, but I don't believe it should, because we are a nation that is supposed to help one another. That's why we provide jobs to our citizens and other funding processes to kind of help with citizens individually.
I feel that it isn't beneficial in our situation as the Mvskoke Creek Nation for us to offer or to provide per capita payments. Those funds that are given to the tribes to disperse help to benefit our tribe through our health departments, through our children and family programs, to our social services, to many other programs that are dispersed to help families and individuals that are in need. The disbursement of a per capita, I feel, would just go to a one-time payment, and once that payment is made and citizens spend it, then they have nothing to fall back on in order to receive the services that they do with the funds going into other programs.
This is an issue that came up, I think, here not very long ago, per capita payments to its citizens. It would be nice, but I think in per capita payments in the times past that I've had them, it seems that it's been a small amount, 100, 150 in that case. But I really feel like something like that is better for the economic development of the tribe, because I think economic development of the tribe is what it's going to really take for us to get more funding in our services. And I'm a very strong proponent of economic development, and I think we need to look at our economic development to be able to get more revenue for these services that we need for our citizens. Where right now we have a certain pot that we're working from for monies for our citizens, and this would be another area for us to be able to develop our economic base. So I like it in the area of economic development. Now there would be circumstances, situations where it would probably be maybe a special distribution that could be handed to the citizens. But across the board, I'm for instead of taking that $100, $150 and putting it in a program that would help all of our citizens.
Social media. I have a website that I use on Facebook. In the press, I would update those on a monthly basis on what I have been trying to accomplish or what my plans are for the near future. And in the community meetings, my plan is to meet with each community and see what their needs are on a one-on-one basis and what their ideals are. You know, I got some plans on what we could do as a community and as a tribe to build healthier communities for economic development and to expand our borders outside of the tribal boundaries, because I believe those things need to be examined in order for our communities to be more self-sufficient and to be more independent. But that's my main objective, is to meet communities on a one-on-one basis.
I plan to communicate with my constituents both by being available by phone, email, by social media, whether there's a community meeting that has something on the agenda or not that I should be aware of in another community. If I represent the Okmulgee community, I would attend every community event that they have scheduled, as well as their monthly meetings. Only if the press has a special forum or has something going on for all of the council members to provide input, then I would use the press. But I wouldn't use the press as an outlet for a sole project or for a sole opinion. I believe that communication is lacking within our council members presently. There are a few that are open to receiving calls. I know that I've tried to reach out to members before and could not get a call back or an email back, but there are a few that have. But I would be open and available at any time, night or day, just as I am with all of my current clients for my law practice. So I believe communication is key. Thank you.
I currently am the representative for Okmulgee District Seat B, and I attend the community meetings here within the boundaries of Okmulgee District. But that being said, there are 6 communities that we need to meet with every month, and once in my 9.5 years I've been on council have I been able to make all 6 community meetings in one month, in the same month. So I have gone to other communities and met with them, but not like some of the other districts where they have one community in their district or 2 communities that allows them to go to other communities. As far as social media, I do not do Facebook. I'm still of the older generation, but I don't do the Facebook.
I use all 3. I like social media because it's quick, fast. People have questions all the time. You never know when to respond. But if you want a timely and accurate manner, that's kind of the best. The press, they're always good to get to you. Sometimes it takes a little time, but do what you got to do to get there. Community meetings are always great. As being a former community chairman, I believe in helping one another, and communities and your local areas is a place to be.
I'm a very big supporter of communication. I believe communication is important by utilizing social media, email, phone conferencing, video conferencing. We all have the ability to do that now with the technology we have today. We have so many things that are communicated. We have doctors, therapists, psychiatrists. We have many of those that are using video conferencing in order to even make diagnoses for patients. So we have that type of capability. I feel that we should be communicating with all of our citizens as well as with our at-large community. It's very beneficial. I feel that we have to keep everyone informed, not an afterthought, but up to date and in real time to keep them informed of the decisions that are being made here at Mvskoke Creek Nation and those that changes that they're being recommended to be made. So I do feel that communication is very, very important, and I am excited about having the opportunity to do that if I'm elected.
Communicating with constituents, social media, yes, I think the press has done an excellent job. I think attending the community meetings is very important. Each and every one of the committee meetings I think a counselor should be at that's in his district. But also I believe that you ought to keep touch through email. There ought to be contact with our constituents as far as what's going on in the community. I also am an advocate of being able to have quarterly meetings at the different areas so that the constituents would be able to have questions, be able to answer them, and we would be able to be accountable to not only our voting decisions, but issues that are coming up. But I think this communication is very important. I think that's something in the past that has not been readily available to our constituents, and it's very important that our constituents know what's going on within our tribe, within the things that are happening. And yes, that would be one of my main points, is to have a constant communication with the constituents, with you, the constituents.
My political affiliation is that I am a Republican. I feel that Republicans have the same aspirations as I do, but that doesn't mean that I vote strictly Republican. I look at the issues, I examine the issues, I see what benefits it will have for the people, and that is exactly the same thing that I plan to do when I vote within the National Council, is to look at these issues with prudence, with an unbiased and non-political perspective, and vote on those things that will benefit the tribe. There's been too much spending on frivolous things that we could better use that money elsewhere. So although I am a Republican, it doesn't mean I vote strictly Republican. I vote on the issues.
My political party affiliation in federal and local elections is a Democrat. I've been a registered Democrat since 1981. I have voted in almost every election, whether it's a county, state, or federal election. I believe that every vote matters, and I take that very seriously as a citizen. It is our duty to vote and make a decision about who will be leading us at all levels of local, state, and federal government. So I am a registered Democrat. I've been an active member of the Democratic Party for several years, and I plan to continue in that affiliation.
I'm a registered Democrat.
Well, my affiliation with for federal or local elections. Right now, I believe in, I'm a Democrat. I'm also for Begg City Council. I'm Ward District 4. I'm also president of the council. So I believe in, having different political party affiliations. Sometimes is a good thing, but it's all on your preference.
Well, my political affiliation is Democrat. I do vote in local, state, and federal, such as our elections. I'm involved with making sure that I keep informed, read on the internet, do researches on the candidates that are up for election. I believe that that's important for us to do, to know what the issues are, and to know that someone has a plan, that they have a vision of how to work with those problems, instead of just making vague statements about how they want to address health care or children and family issues. I want to know how they're going to fix it. How are they going to work with it? By reading on their platform of what their intentions are.
I have voted both Republican and Democrat. I was raised as a Democrat. There are some issues in the Republican Party that I've looked at, but across the board, I vote for what is best for the country, what is best for the government, what is best for the nation. I don't think we ought to box it into a political affiliation. I think it ought to be, again, what is best at that time. Who's going to best serve the people? Who's going to best do what is best for the nation? And so as far as voting a particular political party affiliation, I vote for really who is best, who's going to do best, and who's going to help our government be the best it can be.